What's up, everybody? I am going to start posting unique content to my YouTube channel, and I want to start with what I started with on Instagram and TikTok, and that is with the Michigan State Spartans. So, if you've been following Andrew Talks Hoops, you know that I have an unhealthy relationship with Michigan State basketball. I'm borderline obsessed with it. I watch every interview, every workout, if it's Jeremy and Jeremiah working out pre-draft, or it's Cohen shattering the glass in an open gym. So I wanted to start doing some reaction content, and why not start with a practice? And this footage is from Spartan Mag, so shout out to Spartan Mag. Go subscribe to their channel, and hopefully there's no issue with me reacting to this practice footage. If it is, just let me know. And yeah, so let's jump into it. Okay, so they're repping out their break here, and yep. Okay, if you guys find this interesting, let me know in the comments. The objective here is Thomas Kelly's going to throw the ball off the glass. It is, I think, yeah, it'll be Cohen's responsibility to grab it. And the reason that this cone is on the floor is because Cohen needs to throw this outlet pass and get outside of that cone, get wide. The intention of getting wide is to properly fill this lane, and it gives the best angles for the break for everything else that needs to be happening on the break. Jeremy's responsibility is going to be to get like free throw line extended, really above free throw line extended. I would say, depending on how the defense is playing, probably higher, like high school line extended between college line extended, with his butt. Never thought I'd circle Jeremy Fear's butt to the sideline. That is the worst arrow I've ever drawn too. So his butt to the sideline. Cooper needs to beeline down the court as fast as possible. So Jeremy's going to throw it over his shoulder. Cohen is going to get outside this, and I actually don't know what Jeremy's going to do here. We'll click play. Don't mind my wife's gigantic Stanley. Yeah, so good pass. I don't like how Cooper brings the ball down here. Someone might get on his case about something like that at some point in the season, but the first practice isn't the time to do that. Okay, so Jeremy is a point guard right here. When he receives this ball, he's behind Wojcik's son. He's a point guard. When he passes the ball, he's a 2. When he passes the ball, he's a 2. So what I mean by that is he's going to get outside a cone that is on the opposite side of the floor of this cone. This would be kind of him repping a situation if like Divine was on the floor with him, I guess. And you never know how mixes might change throughout the year. Jeremy actually used to, or Trey used to play 2 until Jeremy subbed out. So never know what they might be looking at. This is the difference between a starting point guard and, no knock on Sanders, but obviously not a starter, right? Probably won't get a ton of minutes. Where Jackson Kohler has to catch this ball. Okay, I won't be a broken record with me being overly analytical. I think by the time you're this far in the video, you've probably gotten that. I'm guessing this entire court is laid out for this drill at this point. So the reason I say that is I think this line is what the point guard on the outlet pass is not supposed to go above. And that's why Divine being and this guy's a transfer, right? Like these are things that they're going to get throughout the year. But the way he drifts up with this outlet pass, if you took film from the last 20 years of Izzo coaching, you're going to see this pass be picked off a lot because it's what opposite teams are going to, or opposing teams are going to scout. When that guard drifts out too much, there is no one waiting. With the way Michigan State runs the break, Biggs beelining it, you know, the opposite guards getting wide. This guy's getting a layup, right? So I don't like how Divine is so far forward. That is a coach's son. That right there is Wojcik's son. And that's somebody that's seen this drill repped out when they were a kid or something. Actually, I don't even know if that's his son. I think it's his son. They have the same last name. He's on the X. He knows where he's supposed to be. Butt to the sideline, on the X. Drifts up a little bit, but he's well behind this line. And really good rep out of Wojcik. Gotta ruin the rep here, though, right? Of course, you gotta. Yeah, so this is, I mean, you hear it a million times throughout Michigan State. I mean, every time the commentators, Michigan State likes to run, they like to run. You see these bigs beat the guy down the court and they get an easy layup after a made bucket or after a rebound. Like, this is them wrapping it out. This is what Michigan State does to have that transition game that everyone talks about. That is a huge shot for Kohler to be able to knock down. If Kohler can shoot This shot here at like above 33%, and I know I'm being pretty gracious there, that is going to be massive for Michigan State. Nice. Divine knocking it down. They're hyped because all three of them hit the shot. See what the guards are doing down here. Fort's really good in the mid range, by the way. I watched a lot of his tape. He loves the mid range, which is rarer by the year. It's starting to come back a little bit with some of these guards in the NBA. But Jordan Scott has a way of shooting that is going to knock down like everything in practice. And this is just, I go off on my own opinions too, guys, right? Like this, you guys can shoot it down at any point. But um, he kind of guides the ball into the hoop. And that's great for hitting shots in practice. But when there's like a little extra tension and pressure, that smooth motion can change. And that real focus to guide it into the hoop like that is tougher to do. And of course, Fort misses a mid-ranger after I talk him up. Yeah, his practice reps have got to be pretty, Jordan Scott's have got to be pretty incredible to watch. um Cohen Carr is happy that Izzo got distracted by his best friend somewhere over that's past where I can draw an arrow, because this was a terrible rep. Let's watch it back. Let's see if I can freeze it a little bit better point. Yeah, right there. Okay. So this angle, unless you're somebody that is so solid in the mid range that you're gonna kind of base your feet like this, not really be square, and get that elbow, that shooting elbow, more tucked in and kind of adjust everything based on your base, like I would only typically see out of high level college shooters or pro shooters, this is going to be a miss. I have not seen what happens. And the assumption is this will be a miss, right? Because of all, I mean, I could draw an arrow to the miss, right? Let's say like here. And I could be wrong. So here we go. It doesn't even look like I'm right. Oh yeah, okay. So you see how that everything about his body leading up to that shot assumed that miss. And then you see someone like Trey Fort, who has really good mid-range, a square base. Look at how he elevates up. Look at that. So still a quick motion, but very, very stable as he elevates straight up. His feet land where his feet started when he jumped. Really good rep out of Trey Fort. Let's watch this play out. I don't think I've watched Scott miss a shot in these drills, which is cool to see. I once again want to see that translate. Did a coach talk to Cohen Carr between these reps? No, he's just standing there. Yeah, he's just standing in the corner. I really love how much better this second rep was than the first one. I think Izzo's eyes being on him might have done it. The assumption with this drill is that almost like if you moved Izzo over here, there's a screen being set. So it's like Cohen's rocker step affected the guard, like the guard guarding him, right? And then he comes around with the guard trailing him. Let's pretend Thomas Kelly, I think, yeah, it's Thomas Kelly. No, is that? Anyways, let's pretend this coach right here is like stepped up and he's like a big and drop. So this coming around this screen, you're going to have a look at the hoop, and Cohen desperately needs to add patience to his game. So last year, Cohen made extreme strides defensively, like almost unbelievable. It's almost as unbelievable as the strides he made free throw shooting, from like 50% to 80. His defense made similar strides. So like this guy's ability to improve throughout the year is top tier. That's why I still hold out some hope with his shooting and his playmaking. But he has one gear that he plays at, and it is all over the rim and just so intense. Like, just really, really good with hustle, good with rebounding, has been able to channel some patience and some pace defensively, but he really hasn't been able to channel that offensively. So what I see here out of Cohen Carr, I'm very excited by. And the reason I'm excited is because there's patience involved with the rep, and he got his feet square, and he actually shot the ball with a square base. And I'm a broke, like I've said it like 8 times. I'm going over the top with these reps, right? I'm going over the top on this analysis. But yeah, it's just interesting. I just wanted to walk you through my thought process. Honestly, it makes me kind of understand things better and think more of like from a coach's perspective, which I always want to do. Um, and just a skill analysis perspective and some other things too. But so you watch this rep, that screen happened, the rocker step worked, that big is in drop. And the reason it's so important that Cohen can hit this shot is because the big and drop has to respect him. Because if he steps up and then tries to stick with Cohen, I don't need to tell. I mean, he's all over the rim. You're like, this dude's like this imaginary guy that this, we're pretending is him, is gonna be probably dunked on. Because if he can hesitate here for a second, get that big to step up and just blow by, oh my gosh, watch out. That would be crazy to have Cohen be at that point in his game. I like Izzo is all over that rep too. You see Izzo over here? He's all over this rep. He loves it. Oh, it was Thomas Kelly. Sorry for the confusion there. Thomas Kelly and Austin Thornton are on this end of the floor. I love Cohen locked in when Izzo started watching. Like, that was really, really good. See that, like, just that feeling of kind of guiding it in and the patience of a rep. It just gives me a feel of a practice rep. And I'd love to be wrong. Okay, that's it, guys. I'm gonna keep on doing some reaction content on this channel. Hopefully it's okay to do this. I'm really new to this whole game, so I see a lot of reaction stuff on the internet. I figure it's okay. I'll always give a shout out to the footage or who had the footage if I'm reacting to it. So go ahead and subscribe to Spartan Mag. Let me know in the comments if you found this interesting, and I think it'll be more interesting to maybe go back to once the year starts and you see them like run the break or see some of these drills or see some of these thoughts and kind of predictions that I have, which are no better than anybody else's. Don't get me wrong. I'm not thinking that I know everything, but just kind of the way I'm thinking through things, which people have found interesting. And also some people in the comments have mentioned, hey, can you do more Michigan State content? And then also, hey, can you do something on YouTube with some longer videos? So I want to be able to do that, but I also want to keep coming with the shorter videos as well. But if you made it this far, you're awesome. Please subscribe to the page. I really appreciate the fact that I have even any followers. I hit 25,000 on TikTok this last week, and I hit 20,000 on Instagram. And I have like about 20 million total views, and I can't even believe it. And I'm really excited to grow this YouTube channel too. I'm going to set a goal to try to hit 1,000 subs before the end of the year. We're at about 260. And yeah, I'm just going to keep it pushing, guys. I obviously, this is not my job, my full-time job. I've just kind of stumbled into making content, and I've absolutely enjoyed every second of it. So I appreciate you for following along. All right, I'll keep posting here, and yeah, peace out.